Okay, in today's video we're going to talk about all sorts of different audio. So we're going to talk about microphones, what different types there are, when you might use them, and what they're for. So, let's do this. Okay, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, people who watch this channel regularly will realise I haven't posted anything in about 3 to 4 weeks, and that's because I've had a lot going on in my own personal life, but I've had to prioritise and had to sort out. But that's all sorted now, so I'm back and I'm buzzing. Yes. So as you can tell from the thumbnail and the description, we're going to talk about audio today. We're going to talk about obviously different types of audio, why audio is so important, and why you should maybe have different sort of things to use to get the perfect audio, especially if you want to get nice crispy vocals, maybe like this. Now, as YouTubers, especially if you're into the cinematic look, obviously you're probably going to prioritize things like sound design and all that sort of jazz. But one thing that maybe sometimes gets overlooked is obviously this idea of crispy, beautiful audio. Now, the idea of today is going to showcase to you 3 major types of audio. I use all these different types of audio for different types of things, and obviously if your budget can stretch to it, why you might want to do something also completely dependent upon your needs. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about this bad boy right here that you can see right here. Now, obviously this is my blue Yeti. Now, this is a studio mic that plugs directly into the USB socket in my computer, but obviously you can naturally attach it to a laptop or something of that nature. Now, obviously the drawbacks of this is obviously it records externally to the actual camera itself. But obviously, as you can tell from the clearness of my voice, it gives you a little bit more clearer audio. It also records so you can do a bit more in terms of editing it, making it sound exactly how you want it to sound. Now, I don't obviously know if you can see, but obviously this is on an extension arm. So obviously this is fixed to my desk, so this doesn't go anywhere. This stays completely plugged in to my computer at all times. Now, as you can imagine, this thing is absolutely perfect for this studio setup whenever I want to do talking headshots, perfect for podcasts, perfect for stuff where you maybe want to do voiceovers over the top of your footage. But obviously you're probably not going to take this out into the field just purely because obviously it's bulky, it's a bit bigger, and it's a bit more complicated, and obviously you can't plug it directly into a camera. And obviously sometimes when you're out in the field, you just want your kit to be as small as possible. An obvious alternative to this might be a fixed shotgun mic, which might be maybe above your head or something of that nature that you might have on an extending pole. Sometimes people have it out of shot, sometimes they have it in shot. Completely your preference, completely depends on how you want your scene to look like. I personally quite like the microphone in shot. I just think it adds something, adds a bit more clarity to what's going on in the studio space. And obviously also you can see the products that I use, so if you feel like you want to venture into that sort of realm and buy something similar, you can. Right, so that's a studio microphone done. We're now going to venture out of the studio because the day is glorious. So, let's go. Okay, so obviously now we're at the beach. Now I'm talking to you through the audio that's on board the camera. Now that is the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. So obviously it's a very expensive sort of microphone. It is the top end of sort of Rode's top of camera video mics as such. But obviously it is still a pretty good bit of kit. Obviously I haven't got the windshield on that at the moment, so obviously you will be hitting a little bit of that wind noise, but obviously this is a directional microphone, so fingers crossed you should mostly only really hear me. This is obviously a fantastic little bit of kit, obviously quite lightweight up on top there, but does give you quite pro level audio. Can't complain, pretty epic. Not bad. Now obviously this microphone is very much designed for people who are vlogging. It's very much designed to be obviously held up close. Obviously you're not going to hear me quite so clearly now because I'm quite far away from obviously the microphone, and you do need to be quite that bit closer. But obviously this is still an epic bit of kit, and obviously you can still hear me even though I'm this far away, and obviously with that you get this epic background so you can see exactly where I am. This thing is going to be perfect if obviously you like me are vloggers and you're on the move, you're taking epic video, you want to get that sort of content where you get the audio stuff that you want to put over any B-roll that you might have got. And obviously the joys of this Model 1 is obviously, although it does charge a battery simultaneously, this model actually turns on with the camera. Some other models that are a little bit less expensive, they either have to turn on manually, which can be frustrating, or obviously they turn on with the camera and they're charged by the camera, but obviously they are quite not as good when it comes to the audio quality. Now if you are looking for a more cheaper alternative, I also own the Rode Video Micro. which I think is what it's called, which is the small little one with the fluffy wind guard already built on it. Now that is an awesome little microphone, and it is perfect if you're looking to really slim down your kit. It completely depends on you, but it is better than the all onboard audio that you're gonna get from the camera bog standard. I've got one more piece of audio to showcase you, but before we do any of that, okay, so now this is where things get quite interesting. So right now I'm speaking to you from obviously a good couple of meters away. I'm probably maybe, what, 6 meters away from the camera right now, and actually you're still picking up nice crispy audio. That's because what I'm using right now is I'm using the Rode Wireless Go with the Rode Lavalier Go, which obviously is a wireless setup. So I've got one receiver that's on the top of my camera where the hot shoe mount is. I've then got the other receiver that you cannot see from there, absolutely not, strapped to my pocket so I can get that clear reception from one to the other. And I've got the Lavalier Go up my t-shirt, and it's just popping at the top of my t-shirt. That means I can talk to you from afar and you can still get that nice, crispy, beautiful, amazing audio. Awesome. Now obviously the question is, why would you use this? Now this is perfect for something if you're doing a presentation, if you're interviewing somebody, if you're doing something where you're filming somebody and they're talking to the camera and you may be tracking them with a gimbal, following them backwards. But something you could obviously also do is you could easily mount a zoom lens on there. I've actually got my 7200 on at the moment, but obviously I haven't got anyone else filming with me, so I won't be able to tell even if I'm in focus. So I'm not going to get that bad boy out to demonstrate, but obviously you could easily, this goes the range of about 70 meters. Apparently I haven't tested that out properly just yet because obviously I haven't used this extensively. I only actually got the Rode Lavalier Go literally 2 days ago. It's the first time actually trying it and using it and just seeing how it works, but fingers crossed, should be awesome. But don't just go anywhere just yet. Obviously I'm going to go home now, I'm going to put this bad boy together, we're going to finish up this video, and I'm going to tell you exactly where you can get mostly all of the kit that I've used today. Actually, before I do that, let's just go for a walk backwards, shall we? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? There's a bit of wind noise, but it's all on my back, so hopefully you shouldn't really hear that. That'd be pretty good. Still going. Still going. Still hear me? Yeah, I reckon I could still go a lot more further than this. Not bad, eh? Clever kit indeed. As you can tell, I'm obviously now back in the studio. Now I'm back on the audio for the Blue Yeti. When I'm in this setting, this setup makes complete sense. I think that the audio from this thing cannot be beaten personally, even though the audio from these things here are obviously very, very, very good. So let's really quickly summarize. We've got this bad boy here that obviously I use when I'm in the studio. I use it to do voiceovers and all that creative stuff. So this thing here obviously mounts completely on top of the camera because obviously this is a directional microphone. So obviously you point it here and it will pick up your voice nicely, but obviously not necessarily all that great if you're looking to do something at a further distance, especially obviously if you're maybe doing things at weddings, for instance. You might want something more like these. Now obviously I think these wireless Goes are going to come in very handy. I'm going to use them an awful lot, especially when I'm out in the field. These are going to become especially useful when I'm doing a lot more work with clients. These might also come very handy at weddings, maybe to mic up the bride or the groom, but probably more likely the groom, because you can hide these little lav mics in people's ties and all sorts, and that will pick up nice crispy audio. Just obviously be aware that when you buy these, they do not come with the lav mic. I had to order the lav mic separately. Now, recommendations of where I think you should buy these bits of kit from. So I have just started working with Moment. Now Moment are an epic online store for creatives by creatives. These guys know exactly what you need. They're there to support you, and they are an absolute absolutely awesome team. So they come recommended on my channel because I do not recommend any product that I do not personally believe in. I also do not back any company that I do not feel like are going to be worth your while investing your money in. Now at this point they do not sell the Yeti Blue microphone, but that may change soon. But if you look on the description below, you will find links for this one, you'll find links for its little baby brother, and you will find links for both the Wireless Go and the Lavia Mic Go. So there we have it, all sorts of different audio for all sorts of different locations, all sorts of different scenarios. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed it, maybe consider that like button, but there's no pressure to do that whatsoever. I've been down in Hollywood. You guys have been awesome. We are Team Hollywood, and I'll see you very, very, very soon.